Hello, hello, YouTube. This is Two Fans One Octagon. My name is Brandon. This is Johnny. We are the MMA podcast that goes over everything MMA. Today we're going over UFC 296, Edwards versus Covington. This card's going to be a banger. Has great fights, up and down, starting from the get-go. I'm really excited for this fight card. So let's just hop right into it. Johnny, what are your thoughts before we get started?
No. I want your thoughts first on this main event.
All right. I'll start us off.
hmm
Okay, let me just pull up the side-by-side graphic real quick. Can you see it on your screen? Are we all good?
I can see it's just blurry. It should be fine though. I mean, it's all good.
Okay. Hopefully it shows good for you guys out there. But okay. So, obviously we have a cardio wrestle heavy Colby Covington versus, more of a striker. So, typical grappler versus striker matchup. Um Uh, Leon on his second fight with Kamara did way better.
hmm
Kept it standing much more. Definitely worked on his takedown defense. The difference between Usman and Covington though is just gas tank. You know, Colby he shoots for a single leg. It's not there. He transitions to a double. That's not there. He transitions to a body lock, and then he's just a chain wrestler. Um, I think if I honestly think Edward needs like a pretty quick either knockout or just like one punch that really rocks him and keeps him honest for the rest of the fight. Or I think Colby Covington, his cardio, his chain wrestling, I think could really break down and wear on Edwards so that the later rounds I could see a submission for Covington. Um, with that being said, I'm gonna go third round knockout Edwards. Mm,
You just
Not
hyped
super
up
confident
Kobe.
on it, but I think I don't know. Covington hasn't fought in what? It's been like 2 years,
Yeah,
and his fight before that was Masvidal, who was just past his prime. And that fight was so boring. Then two losses to Usman, and then who's before that? Like Woodley. Was it that long ago since he's had a win?
before Usman,
It was
that
Woodley in 2020 was his last win other than
was a long ass time ago.
yeah. So with all that being considered, I just think right now everything's going right for Leon. I'm gonna stick with him. I just feel it. I think the UFC would rather have Covington because he's just,
Yeah,
he's a draw. Whether you love him or hate him, you're gonna watch. Edwards kind of stumbles on the mic. I still like Edwards a lot. Don't get me wrong. That's why I'm choosing him also.
I can't
Um,
stand his lisp and
yeah, it's
fucking
bad,
just the way he talks.
especially with the accent. Kind of, it's not a good combo. But yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
Edwards. Let's hear it, Johnny. What are your thoughts?
Oh man. I mean, this one, just for this sport being so fucking unpredictable, my logic is telling me that Leon Edwards is going to be able to keep the distance, and he's such a way better kickboxer than Kobe Covington. Kobe like what puts 60% of it on his shots because he's got great cardio, so he doesn't throw heavy. And I've never really seen him sit down on his punches, plant his feet. I just think that Edwards could keep this at range and just like pick at him. And if Kobe comes in, I feel like Leon's got pretty good underhooks. He can get the underhooks and just shrug Kobe off of him and at least create a decent amount of space to the point where he can clock him. And Kobe's going to think twice about jumping for the legs or. But then I could also see Kobe putting a pace on him right away and like literally throw hands and then just go for a double leg, single leg, and hold him up against the cage like he did Masvidal. And say what you want about Leon, but I do think that he can fade if you get the wrestling going, and
Oh,
he does get tired.
100%. We saw it the first
hmm
fight with Usman.
Yeah, that was at elevation in Salt Lake City when being that Colorado elevation is no fucking joke. Jesus
It's
Christ,
not,
I was out of
but
breath.
you
What did
know,
you say?
it's not, you know, it's not like he didn't know he was going to go fight at elevation. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I
he
mean?
trains in Birmingham, England. There's no fucking
Hey,
elevation there.
as soon as you get, it's not like he fought on short notice. He had plenty of time to make the adjustments. I don't like that as an excuse necessarily because you can go places to train at altitude.
That
You
that's
know,
what
if you're
that's what I
short
agree with.
notice, I get it. But
Anybody can go to Colorado and like fucking train. Obviously, you have your camp and the people you're with all your time, but shit, I don't know. Go travel and fucking start a camp.
100%, dude.
At
So,
least just
official
go 3 months with
prediction
your
for
crew.
you is what for this?
My official prediction on this fight, I think, is that fuck. Shit. I think Kobe knows this is
In the
his
middle of
last
it.
chance, and I think he's going to go for broke and just constantly put the cardio on him. I think I got Kobe Covington on like a 5 round decision.
I could definitely see that happening. So we're already starting off disagreeing. I love it.
Leon should whoop his ass though, and I'm gonna be going for Leon.
Oh, me too. All right, Johnny, take us away with the flyweight title bout between Alexandre Pantoja versus Brennan Royval.
For me, I like Brandon Royval. I think that especially when he's on the ground, this guy does not stop moving. He is
Hmm.
constantly looking to get back up. He's throwing elbows. He's a squirmy little fuck. And his stand up isn't bad, but man, I've seen this guy's fights before. And hold on, let me give me 1 second.
You need me to pull up past fights?
There's this one fight that I'm thinking about, but I think that guy got DQ'd.
Here's Royval's fight history if you're looking.
Where he won it, it was a split decision.
Was it
Ro-
Bon Torin?
ro- yeah, it was Bontarin. I granted that was only 2022. Bontarin took him down at will, and on the feet he dropped Royval. Just Royval's got a good chin in terms of he can recover quickly, and I think that
Yeah, he got taken
Pantoja's
down
got
8
really.
times.
Yep, I don't know how he won that fight. Um, But anyways, I got Pantoja because Pantoja's control on the ground and getting it back is going to be key in this one. And I think that even on the feet, he's going to be able to hurt Royval because Pantoja's got hands.
Hmm.
He's got power.
Yeah. So I'm in agreement with you on this one. I have Pantoja. I like how Brandon Royval always everything does, he tries to do and damage you. Like
Yeah.
he just is a violent fighter, which I love watching. Um, I heard someone say this on a podcast today. I'm sorry, I don't remember who, but they said that Brandon Royval's one of those fighters you would show someone if they're just getting into MMA and you want to show them like a first fight. Show him Brandon Royval because he's always doing something. But I think Pantoja is more well rounded, definitely better
Mm-hmm.
on his feet. Think he can control this fight, take it where he wants. I'm going Pantoja. I'm going TKO stoppage, fourth round.
Royval's he had the most disgusting back or spinning back
Oh,
elbow on
yes, he
Kai Car
did.
France.
It
So
was
he can throw shit
gnarly.
like that. But again, Pantoja's taking hits
No,
and
if
he's got an
if
iron chin.
if you
So I'm
guys
not
if
worried.
people out there want like a good bet, you know, throw a couple dollars on Royval with the knockout because he's if
Yeah.
he wins, it's going to be throwing something crazy and landing flush. And
Yeah.
he's already plus 145 according to UFC. I don't know what it is on DraftKings. Make that a knockout, you're probably looking at plus 400 around. Give it a whirl if you're a betting man.
Put five
All
bucks
right.
every round.
I am going to do this fight because this is my favorite fighter.
Hmm.
Okay. Welterweight bout. Okay, I'm going Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I know it's an unpopular opinion. I know everyone and their mom thinks Shavkat's going to win, and rightfully so. He's 17-0. He's really only fought killers, and he's dominating. Um, I think Stephen Thompson's arguably the best striker in the whole UFC. Everything he throws is, super technical, beautiful if you love the sport. Um, does it lack power? Some of his strikes, absolutely. But Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's very good at throwing his jab, keeping range. Say what you want about him fighting wrestlers and him staying on the ground, and that's he
Yeah.
loses to wrestlers because he just gets held down. But he doesn't get finished. My boy, I don't think has ever been finished. Um, so I'm going Stephen Wonderboy Thompson decision. First round and second round, and then he kind of gets beat up the third round, but he pulls out a win with two. The first two rounds winning. I'm not too confident on this pick, but I will not bet against my boy Wonder Boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go the opposite way.
Yeah, I figured. Minus
Pick the
520.
pick the obvious pick in Shavkat, a guy who took Jeff Neal's best shots. Granted, wasn't the best Jeff Neal, but he still ate his shots like they were cookies. And I think Shavkat has the easiest path to victory, and that's take down Wonder Boy. He's got really good grappling. He made Neil Magny look absolutely pathetic on the ground, and he's an opportunist. He goes for subs, and when he gets his fucking any sub, you're probably going to tap. I don't know what it is with this guy. He's got a shit ton of power.
He's insane. He's
I think it's the horse meat.
incredible. I think, man, Rachmanov is, in my opinion, a future champion. Absolutely, I think it's inevitable that at some point he will be champion. But
Mm-hmm.
I think this fight, he gets rocked early with like a roundhouse kick, and then it's never fully right. And Stephen Thompson starts piecing him up after that. And then Rogmanov starts getting his stuff together, his head right. Third round, he comes out. He's looking good. Loses a decision.
I
Fingers
think
crossed.
Steven's more technical,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
Shavkat has good shots that
You
he can
can't be
throw and
more
he can take a
technical than
punch.
Wonder Boy. Can you
Yeah,
be more powerful? Absolutely. But you're
I
not going to
think
be more
Wonder Boy's
technical.
chin is suspect too.
He goes down. He goes down. But he gets back up, baby.
I got Shavkat with his own move, spinning back kick, wheel kick
Excuse
to the
my
head.
language, but Johnny, go fuck yourself. Alright, going on to the next fight. We have another one of my favorite fighters who's on a 6-fight losing streak. But, we definitely have to mention that. But, Johnny, what are your thoughts on the Scouser versus Ferguson, the boogeyman, El Kakui?
The Liverpool Scouser.
They don't get
Honestly,
no doubt.
I don't even fucking get all the hate that Patty Pillman gets. Like, I
It
don't
was because of
obviously,
that
huh?
aerial beef, mostly, and the Gordon post-fight
Yeah, fuck
interview.
Ariel. Yeah, that was a little goofy, but the guy also broke his foot in the first round.
For sure, and he just got hit in the head a bunch. Like, he's not gonna be fully there for the post-fight interview. He probably did think he
Yeah,
won by a lot.
I agree. I bet on him, and I agree he lost. But at the same time, what kind of fighter is going to be like, I fucking lost that fight? Shit.
100%. I'm a fan of both of these fighters.
hmm Well, I got Patty. I think that Tony in his last fight against Bobby Green looked so slow.
And Nate Diaz was
He
the worst one, I think. That
Yeah,
was
he had a couple good shots that popped Bobby Green. But other than that, he faded pretty quickly in his shots. Grappling was pathetic. You're getting taken down and sub by Bobby Green. Um, I think Patty, even though he keeps his chin up when he throws strikes, he throws good combos, strong combos, and he's got really, really good grappling in terms of like scrambles, getting out of things, and he's an opportunist when it comes to subs. I think Patty is probably going to finish Tony Ferguson. I don't give a fuck if he's been training with David Goggins. That is just stupid at that age to be training like endurance like that on your body that
When
probably cannot
endurance
take
has
that kind
never
of
been his
punishment.
problem.
Yeah, I don't. He should have been working strictly on just striking, quickness, and
I would think
like,
just defense, man. Like cover your
yeah,
head.
defensive grappling, and I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna start off by saying to Tony Ferguson, please retire. It's no hate on you. It's out of love. You know, we don't want to see you keep getting your ass whooped every single
Mhm.
fight. It pains everyone watching every time you fight and you just get whooped. Started off with Justin Gaethje where you just took so much damage, you literally shook your head and waved off the fight.
Was ungodly
It
the amount of
was
damage.
so much damage. Like I just want to click the recap of this fight just so people understand what we're talking about.
I felt bad. I was
But
like, "Fuck! Please stop it! Please stop this fucking fight."
yeah, if you look at the strikes, they're close. But if you go into
Hmm.
these later rounds, it's like it starts getting really ugly. 34 to
Hmm.
14. He actually won the fourth, but he took so many, and all the shots that Gaethje threw landed flush on his head.
Hmm.
Um, you know, granted, Gaethje's a top tier fighter, so that loss isn't that bad. Then Oliveira lost in decision. Didn't ever look too great. He did rock him cut once, I think. Caught him once, Oliveira.
Hmm.
Lost that fight decision. That one was fine. That's no shame in that. Then Dariush, that one's not aging very well. Let's just throw
He
that
got
out there.
controlled.
Yes, he did. Then Ferguson took one of the gnarliest knockouts I've ever seen. Did have
To his
flashes of
credit, though,
good
he
stuff.
looked
He
really good against Michael Chandler in
he
the
did.
first round.
He won the first round, I believe. But
Hmm.
gruesome knockout. And if you guys haven't seen it, please watch it. It's a front kick down the middle. Brutal. Nate Diaz, that fight was just awful. Both of these fighters did not look good, and he still lost it due to a submission. The submission wasn't even there. Tony Ferguson helped Nate Diaz get that submission if you rewatch it. He moves his
Yeah.
head perfectly in the right spot to get submission. And then you already spoke on Green. These are he every fight's getting worse. It's time to retire. I don't want to say this, but I think Paddy Pimblett first round knockout. And I did already put money on that. So
Patty is coming off on a layoff, though, so we
he
don't know
did, but
exactly how he's going to look.
he starts fights with flying knees, some jumping switch kicks.
Mm,
I think it's going to be an ugly one, especially if Ferguson tries like, the pocket sand or whatever.
yeah.
He's going to get
Hmm.
rocked.
Or the
All right,
Imanari
going
rolls.
into, you know, probably one of the most hyped up fights going into this with all the drama around Gary. So, we have a welterweight bout between Vicente Luque and Ian Machado Gary. So, I just want to start off by saying I have Gary winning this fight, but I want Luque to win. I think Luque he is a very well-rounded, very good fighter. Um, I think he was kind of known for just being this durable guy who you just can't put away, but he got rocked in his last fight. No, sorry, his second to last fight versus
Yeah,
Neal.
Jeff Neal put a whooping on
Yes, he did. And I think his chin's starting to go away. I think Gary's going to be able to finish him
him.
maybe with some Ian Gary's a very striking heavy guy. I think he's going to throw some body kicks, low kicks, and then maybe finish with a head kick. Especially since he's fighting on Edwards' card. I could definitely see him going for a head kick knockout just to make a submission for a belt. Um, Obviously, I think if Luque can get him on the ground, control the fight on the ground, get some good ground and pound, force some submissions, I think he could either win a decision or possibly just maybe he does get a submission. That'd be awesome. I think this is definitely one of the contenders for fight of the night. I'm excited for this fight, but I do have Gary winning this one. As long as he can keep all the outside noise from affecting him, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm going the opposite way. I think that this line is insane to have Luke
The
at what,
line
plus
is
200?
the line is insane. I agree completely.
So we have a guy in Ian Gary that fought Gabe Green. He fought Darian Weeks, I think.
I'll pull it up.
Um, Daniel Rodriguez, and then he fought
Tanan
Neil Magny.
and Magni. Yep.
Now look at the people who Luque has
Yeah.
just fought.
It's it's quite the difference, right? If you pull up,
And
it's Dos
winning against them.
Anjos
Other than Jeff Neal, tough fight. Dos
and
Anjos
Muhammad.
controlled him. He lost to Bilal. Yeah, that was not a good one.
Other
But
than that, though, it's all wins. Brown,
Tyron
Woodley,
Woodley,
Chiesa.
Randy Brown, Michael Chiesa. I don't know. Like, bro, if you're getting hurt by Song Kanan, I I just have to believe that Luque, if he touches Ian Gary, he's going to hurt him. And if Ian Gary does recover, Luque is an amazing grappler who's going to get you down, get your back, and sub you.
Oh, I
And he's
agree.
really good at transitions.
And if you look at Luque's wins, let's
And
go
he's a
past
fucking dog.
like first round submission versus Chiesa. Chiesa's a grappler, and he submitted in first round.
Mm-hmm.
Woodley, very well respected wrestler, submitted
That
in the
fight was
first
insane.
round. Luque versus Brown, he got a TKO in the second round. Then versus Nico Price, TKO, doctor stoppage. The Wonder
Needless to
Boy,
say,
he lost to Wonder
I,
Boy
I
because Wonder Boy's the GOAT.
I think Ian Gary is good and he does have talent, and I think that his striking, I don't think it's that he doesn't have that much power
His
as we
calf
think.
kicks are amazing. I
His
will
leg
say
kicks are
that.
really good. His leg kicks are really good, but Luque has a high guard. He's got a good shell, keeps his shit nice and tight. Oh, he just doesn't move his head. That's what I don't like. So if you
That's
throw straight
why
shots at him,
that's the reason I think he might lose this fight.
yeah, he doesn't move his
I
fucking
think if
head.
I
Just
think if Gary fights a very technical fighter who does have good head movement, I don't think Gary's gonna win. But Luke is
mhm.
pretty stationary, which plays right into Gary's strengths. But I don't hate the Luke pick. Honestly, this was one of the ones that took me the most time to make a decision on.
I have to go Luca. I mean, I get that he's slower. He's definitely more like prodding and methodical, and Ian Gary's more light on his feet. But I think that I just all that shit that's going on with Ian Gary right now.
He's even talking about it, saying he's scared to bring his family, and I don't know. The press
Just
conference
like
is about to be so much fun, though.
just like the dog shit with Israel Adesanya. He
Yep.
tries. They're gonna portray that it doesn't affect him, but any fucking human being that gets shit like that said about you, you you're gonna feel that shit, and that's just gonna be on your mind
No,
the
I like
entire
it.
time.
I like that pick. All right, Johnny, let's go to the prelims. Okay,
Thug
the
nasty.
yeah, we got our boy Thug Nasty Bryce Mitchell cut fighting on short
Arkansas.
notice versus Josh Emmett. Johnny, take us away on this one.
I got Arkansas, born and raised Bryce Mitchell. Thug
Farm boy
nasty.
strength.
Short notice. No, but honestly, this is a fucking tough fight for him.
This is gonna be fun though. This is gonna be a fun fight. Honestly, all these fights are gonna be fun. I need to stop saying that.
I just think that like Ilya Taporia showed kind of the blueprint with Josh Emmett. Obviously, Toporia's got amazing boxing though, so that's one thing to say about that. But Emmett's just got that overhand right that he kind of telegraphs, and I think that Bryce, if he can throw punches, straight punches, and then go for a takedown and at least get some control time against the cage, I think he could
That is his
get
path
this
to
one.
victory for sure.
But Josh Emmett's definitely a good wrestler. Probably he's short and stocky. It's gonna be hard to take this motherfucker down. But he was also trading for what was the fight before this with Emmett?
Uh, it was
Giga Chikadze,
Giga Chikaze.
a kickboxer. I don't know. I got to go with the man that's with the Lord, Bryce Mitchell,
Yeah, so I
carrying the Bible.
Thug Nasty Bryce Mitchell, he's one of my favorite fighters. If you haven't watched
Hmm.
his podcast with Theo Vaughn, please do. It is hilarious. He's a funny dude. Um,
He's the truth.
Also he has Twister submission. I think there's only been like three ever.
Hmm.
He's awesome. But dude, yes, he's a wrestler, but man, on some of his entries, they're so careless and he gets rocked. His last fight against Dan Ige,
Oh yeah,
yo,
sure.
he was getting kind of pieced up. Like his eye was gnarly, and I don't,
Yeah,
I'm not that high on Dan Ige, and I think Josh
yeah,
Emmett hits. He has some power, man. That's what made him get the like title eliminator fights because he was knocking people out. I'm
he
gonna have
does.
to
But
go with Josh Emmett with TKO or knockout slash TKO. As much as I like Bryce Mitchell, I think this is a terrible matchup for him because Josh Emmett is short, stocky. I think going to be able to stop the takedowns. I think he's just going to inflict some damage. I got
yeah,
Josh Emmett on this one.
I get what you're saying. I just feel like Danny Ige is just a little bit more unpredictable in his stand up. He kind of
I'll give
mixes
you
it up
that.
more with hooks. And I got to go with Bryce. I don't
I
know.
like it.
Some
All right, then going into the first women's fight, a bantamweight bout between Irene Aldana and Carol Rosa. Okay, so this first off, I just want to look at the odds. Minus 205 for Aldana. I think it's a women's bout. I think those odds are a little high, especially since Aldana was visibly just terrified of Nunes when she fought her.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna be honest. I fell asleep. I don't think I watched that
yeah,
fight.
I almost turned it off like three separate times.
Hmm.
Um, Aldana, I don't know what was going on in her last fight, but with that being said, I can only judge you off the last perform. If you're truly getting better between every fight as you should, it's
Hmm.
hard not to see her last fight and just question like what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Like I get it, you're fighting the best ever, but first off, you're not fighting her in her prime, and it's for the belt. You think at least in the last round she would have been throwing everything she got to try to sneak a win,
Hmm.
but no, she got whooped in the last round also. If I might have refed when I was watching, I might have gave it 10-8 every single round for Pete's sake.
Jesus.
With that being said, that's a little harsh. It wasn't that, but it was really
Uh,
bad. It was not close at all. With that being said, I'm going Carol Rosa. I know she's the underdog, and she's shorter, doesn't have the reach. Aldana's probably going to be able to get her jab going with the height and reach advantage, but man, that last fight was so bad. I have no faith in her whatsoever anymore. Give me
can
Carol.
you go to Irene Aldana's fight history?
No, it's impressive, but God, that last fight was so bad. I can't do it. It's
God, this is not even that impressive.
it's not. But the impressive part's knockout, knockout, knockout down
Does
here.
what did she do against Santos? Is that a split?
It is a knockout. First
Oh, it's a
round.
knockout. Oh, first round. Sorry, I can't see that.
Holly Holmes, she lost in decision.
Hmm.
You know,
Macy Chiasson.
Aldana. I don't know
I
who
don't.
won. I'm assuming she won.
I can't lie. I just don't. I don't think I've ever really paid attention to Irene Aldana that much. She's somebody I would have to do tape on. Cara Rosa, I have watched, and her cardio is definitely questionable.
Yeah, she's a
Um,
decision queen.
got a little. She's got decent hands, but not too great. I don't know. She's got nothing special about her, really. But uh, I'm gonna probably chalk up the fight Irene had with Nunes, just her being like shell shocked and
Yeah,
probably.
I, that's very possible, but that's what
Mhm.
I'm going off of.
I just, I'll choose Irene. She got a title fight for a reason, and Carol Rosa, I don't think anytime soon is gonna get anywhere near a title shot. So
Yeah, I don't either, to be honest with you.
I have no idea on that fight.
Okay, let's just breeze by that fight. No one really cares about that fight anyway. No offense. But let's go to the bantamweight bout. Cody Garbrandt versus Brian Kelleher. Who do you have, Johnny?
I got Cody. No love. No love.
No love
For the
for the
boys. For the
boys.
boys. Honestly, he could get chinned though at any moment. Like his last fight,
100%.
I've never seen someone look so good in the first 2 rounds, just dancing and toying with what was it, Trevin Giles? Who was it?
I can look it up real quick.
Trevin
Jones.
Giles? Trevin Jones?
Yeah, Trevin Jones.
I think that's his name.
Yep.
And then Trevin hits him one time in the chin, and he's looking like he's fleeing for his fucking life. So
Well,
that
he
is
was.
absolutely terrifying. Ah, man. But Cody is he's so much better than Brian Kelleher. I got to go with Cody Garbrandt. I just think Brian Kelleher is just not that good, and he's been getting finished by all these Russian grapplers fairly quickly. And yeah, Bautista first round. What is that? Umar first
Nurmagomedov.
round.
Yep.
And he
Crom.
beat Kevin Kroom. Like Kevin Kroom is just terrible.
Yeah, yeah. And it took a decision.
Like, what about that Ricky Simone? What was that?
Decision loss. Unanimous.
Okay, that's not too bad. I gotta go with Cody Garbrandt. He's just got amazing footwork. He's in and out, amazing power, but he's got no motherfucking chin.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I'm going Cody as well. Cody's just so much fun.
Yep.
Um, his striking's always good, but like you said, he's has no chin anymore. So as long as he can stay away from any power shots, I think he has this in the bag. But I don't want to disrespect Brian. He definitely could win this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, going on to women's flyweight bout. We have Casey O'Neill versus Ariane Lipsky. Um, why did I get the two women's fight? Come on. All right, whatever. So, Casey O'Neill coming off a loss, but it's her only loss. And I think it was after a break. Like she had quite a break in between. A year, a little over a year, so it wasn't as bad as I thought. Um, you know, she looked really good before she came back. She fought Maya. Maya's a trooper. She can hang in there, throw back. So I thought that's not a bad loss at all, in my opinion. Ariane Lipsky, she's been around, won 16 and 8, attractive. Um, let's see, what did she have? Beat Aldrich, beat Kosh. No, she lost to Cachoeira. Okay, and then she beat Gato. Um,
That was a split, though. That was a close fight.
yeah, it was a close fight. I do remember that fight. I'm gonna go Casey O'Neill on this one. What are the odds on this one? Let's see.
She's
Minus
probably
205.
favorite.
Yep, that makes sense. I think
That's
I think Casey
insane.
O'Neill looks really good. I think she definitely slowed down in the last fight. Hopefully she
Mm-hmm.
worked on her cardio a little bit. I think she's pretty technical. Showed she's had, before that little layoff, she was red hot, looking great. Was talked her be the future. Um, I'll go Casey O'Neill on this one. I don't know how it's going to be done. Let's be honest, it's women's flyweight, so I'm going to go Casey O'Neill's decision win.
Uh, I gotta go the opposite. I don't rate Casey O'Neill at all. She went to a split decision with Roxanne Modafferi. That is pathetic.
Yeah, but she pieced
She
her up.
she no split. Yeah, she won. It wasn't a split, but she did not look good in that fight.
No, but
And then
dude, she landed 230 strikes
and they were
and
pathetic
retired her.
strikes. Well,
She
she's old,
retired her. Kate,
bro. It was an ugly, ugly fight
it
in a
was,
fight
but
that she was
Roxanne
supposed to
was like, I'm
dominate.
starting not to remember things anymore, so I'm retiring. Give me
Who said
Casey
that?
O'Neill. Roxanne herself said that. She said, I'm starting to forget things, so I have to retire.
Jesus.
She said, that's how I know. That's when I told myself I was going to retire, is when I start forgetting things.
Yeah, I don't know. Casey O'Neill, when I saw her fight against Antonina Shevchenko, that was a dominant win, but she's awful on the ground.
Yeah.
And then that Jennifer Maya, who was plus money, I bet the house on mine. It was the easiest money you will ever fucking make.
I think I
Um,
made money on that one too, to be honest with you.
I just don't rate Casey O'Neill that high. Whereas Ariana Lipsky, I did not rate high, but she's been getting better every single fight.
She
Her
has been.
takedown defense against Aldridge, her stand up is more calculated. She picks her shots better. I'm gonna go with Ariana Lipsky to hopefully just keep this on the feet and pick at her and win a probably close decision, but just have the more impactful shots.
I like
Because
it.
Casey
No,
O'Neill's
I
striking, I
like
don't
that.
think is good at all,
It's not great. I
and
like
she's more
that.
attractive.
Shh. Absolutely. All right, let's go early prelims. Light heavyweight bout. We have Alonzo Minifield versus Dustin Jacoby. Let me hear it, Johnny. Go ahead, take us away.
This one is tough because I think that Dustin Jacoby is clearly the better fighter. He's got better cardio. He picks his shots better, and he's kind of a little bit more defensively responsible, other than taking hits by Mirzakano. But that guy's got quick hands. And in Minifield, he faded against Crute and knocked him down. Oh, he knocked him out that last fight, right?
Submission.
Sub, and then the other fight was a draw
Yeah,
against
majority
Crute.
decision.
Hurt him a lot, but oh my god, man! I just I gotta go with Dustin Jacoby. I just can't trust Minifield to hit that one power shot and knock out Jacoby, who's been hit by Mirzakhanov and other Khalil Roundtree good fighters with probably more power than Minifield, and he's taking it. And I just gotta
I
go
thought
with
he.
Dustin Jacoby.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going Dustin Jacoby too. He also grew up like 15 minutes from me. I have friends who are friends with him,
Mhm.
actually. Um, I played basketball with him once, I believe.
Get the fuck out of here!
Not even kidding. So I actually do. I've actually thought he beat Roundtree. I don't think it was a robbery, but I thought he beat Roundtree. I think
That
he's
shit was a
great on the
robbery.
feet. He definitely, yeah, thank you. I wasn't gonna say it, but if you're gonna say it, I'm right there with you. Um,
Fuck that shit.
Dustin Jacoby's a great. He can take a shot, throws damage, gas tank, output. I just think he's gonna be just overwhelming Minifield. I see this being a finish for Jacoby, and yeah, I think he's finally going to get like a well-respected opponent after this fight. Give me Dustin Jacoby all day. Give me TKO, KO stoppage.
It's a scary fight for me. I don't know. I don't know. I got some feeling that Minifield could just bomb on him,
No,
hurt him
100%.
bad.
All right, moving right along. We have a flyweight bout between number 12 Tejir Ulanbekov versus number 15 Cody Durden. What you got, Johnny?
I think I
Or
did the
just me?
last one. Yeah, it's
Okay.
you.
So, you know, I usually don't like to bet against the Dagestanis. Just throwing that right off the bat. Um, you know, you see a Dagestani fighter, it's never a bad idea to throw a couple bucks at him, right? Um, I don't. I like Durden though. He's a good fighter. Do I
He's a
think
dog.
he is a dog? I'm trying to
Mhm.
think. Because this is a fight actually that I didn't prepare before we started this.
Yeah,
So he beat Hadley. That's a good win.
that's a great
Johnson,
win.
his last couple of fights, Johnson, I don't. Johnson has skill, but I don't. He kind of sucks at the same point. Like
If you
for
can
real.
take him down, he's done. I don't know,
Yeah, I
has
don't
a
know.
hard time getting back
Lana
up.
decision buys. He did get wow, a minute knockout. He did get submitted in a minute though in the previous fight to Mokaev. Mokaev's good. Um, but I think Tajir is gonna be kind of similar to Mokaev. Let's see Tajir's last couple of fights.
think he guillotined Nate Maness in his last
You're
fight, which was
right.
pretty disgusting.
First round submission. That was disgusting. He beat Elliot.
Hmm.
No, he lost to Elliot, but
He
Elliot's a
lost to
dog.
Elliott in the
Elliot's
third
a
round.
dog.
Yeah,
So I don't think that's a bad one at all,
he
especially
beat
decision.
Nascimento.
Yeah,
Mm.
Nascimento. These are impressive fights. Even the loss against Elliot. Elliot's a dog. You can't hold that against him. He looked good too, decision. Give me Tajir Ulanbekov. I think I think he's I don't know. I think it's either gonna be a decision or a submission for Tajir in this fight. What about you,
Mhm.
Johnny?
I think I'm probably. I mean, I like Cody Durden, but
Yeah,
I
Cody
think
Dunn's
that
good.
I mean he did get out of the chokes from Jake Hadley, but he did also get himself into those chokes with Jake
Hmm.
Hadley. He just kind of dogged out and didn't tap, but I don't know if it's going to be the same when Tagir Ulanbekov's got you in those same chokes because when what he did to Nate Maness, absolutely, it was disgusting.
It
Like
was
how his
disgusting.
neck looked, and like he had to tap immediately. And I think Tagir could get him in that same guillotine if he tries to take down. And I think Ulanbekov could get a sub on Cody Durden. He's going to have no choice but to fucking tap.
I
I'm going to go
agree.
with Tagir.
Well, we're in agreement on that one. All right, featherweight bout, Johnny. Andre Fili versus Lucas Almeida.
This is a tough fight, but I think I'm going to go with. I mean, Feely's the favorite, right?
It does not show on this website.
Doesn't show. I'm pretty sure he is the favorite, and that's based off of his last fight with the fuck was his name?
Wood.
Yeah, Nathaniel Wood. That was a really good fucking fight.
That was a
And
great
some
fight.
people even say that Feely won. I don't think he did, but
I didn't think he did, but if he did lose, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have.
yeah,
It
based
could have gone either way. Is what I'm
right
trying to
based
say.
off damage, and I think not only did he take Nathaniel Wood's best shots and didn't look like he got too hurt to the point where he was ever really stumbling. He always seemed in control. But Feely, I mean, in the stand up, he looked so dynamic. He was just throwing kicks, wild punches from different angles. And I think Lucas Almeida is pretty good too in the stand up. But his
Hmm.
last fight, I mean, he just got absolutely manhandled by
Feely got knocked out by Brito in 40 seconds.
what was Almeida's last fight? The guy from
I'm getting to it right now.
East Coast.
Sabatini. That's right.
Sabatini, Pat Sabatini. Jesus, my mind all that fucking kush. Yeah, he got absolutely annihilated by Pat Sabatini, who is actually a really good grappler,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I
He's
feel
just
he's
got
not anywhere near, I would say, Pat Sabatini's level of transitioning and grappling, but he's pretty fucking good. I'm gonna go with Feely to just dog out Almeida and eventually catch Almeida and hurt him. I think he got hurt by Trezano, which I don't really rate
I'm
Trezano.
gonna go against you on this one. I'm going Almeida submission. I don't know what round, probably later round, but Andre Fili, he's good. He has skill. Definitely
Hmm.
fairly well rounded. Definitely going to be better on the feet in this fight. But I think Almeida is going to be too much for the ground. I don't think he's going to be able to get the fight on the ground in the first. But I think in those later rounds, if he can hang in there, I think he can force a late submission. So I'm going to go Lucas Almeida on this one.
Okay.
All right, two more fights left. Heavyweight bout between Martin Buday and Shamil Gaziev.
Look at these fatties.
So debut. So I'm gonna click on him just so people can see what he looks like. uh,
Jesus.
so you know, if you want to be a UFC fighter, this is the body you need to have. Just keep that in mind for all of you guys out there training really hard for
But
the physique. You don't need it.
to be fair, that's not how he looked in the contender series. He was
No, he was
a bit
better.
more slim. He did not have that fat ass gut that he's got right there.
100%. So on the contender series, let's see if they have that on here. They don't. Do you remember who he fought on the contender series?
I watched the fight. I remember the fight, but I
I
don't remember
remember
the
the fight
guy's
too, but I
name.
don't remember the name.
but he hurt the guy immediately and then
Yeah,
got
it
his
was.
back taken, but reversed it, hurt the guy again, and then got his back and choked him out.
Yep.
I thought he was pretty impressive
I
for
thought he was
being as,
impressive too.
and he had a lot of confidence as well. He's like, this guy wasn't shit, wasn't strong at all. I wasn't worried 1 second of this fight. Mm.
And then we have Boudet, who's a striker, a heavy hitter. Um,
Yeah, I don't know about Boudet going to split with Collier, did he?
let's see. So he beat Parisian, he beat Collier, and he beat Brzezinski in his
Luka
last
Gretzky.
three. Split, they're all submission, unanimous for against Collier, split decision for Spreski, and then Barnett he won in the third round unanimous decision, I guess. But it says the time doesn't
None of
match up.
those are impressive at all.
No, they're not.
Especially Josh Parisian, who's like, isn't he like 40 something?
Yeah. So, like you honestly just basically kind of gave away my pick.
And
Boudet's on a losing
Shamil's an
streak is
underdog.
not that impressive. The Contender Series fight was impressive. He's coming off his debut. I think he's going to have a lot to fight for. I think he's going to look sharp. Give me Shamil in this fight.
I'm taking Shamil. I think that I've
Me
heard
too.
and done research with regards that he can slowly tire and he starts throwing wild punches when he does get tired, looking for that knockout so he doesn't have
Mhm.
to, push himself anymore. But the guy's got good transitions for being a fatty and good wrestling and could take down Budai and sub him, I think, pretty quickly. And even if he doesn't, this guy dropped the guy in the Contender Series like it was nothing.
Yeah, he did.
Anytime this guy landed, it hurt him. And I think Shamil is actually a really good underdog.
I think so
It's
too.
not no lock because he could get fraud checked, but
You
I
can
mean,
never be a lock if you don't have a picture on this UFC website.
yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
true.
saying?
But Martin Budai and being number 15 is
It's
not
crazy,
impressive
right?
in the least bit. And if you're gonna take a dog shot on anybody, I'd pick fucking Shamil all day long on a dog
I
shot.
I agree. All right, Johnny, since you're talking, how about you go straight into the last fight or the first fight of the card, the welterweight bout between Randy Brown and Muslim Silikov.
Um, this is tough, very tough. I mean, Muslim Salikov lost to your boy Nicholas Dalby his last fight,
Dude, Dolby just he finds a way. I don't know what it is.
who who we found out is an absolute dog and probably gonna actually get a decent run in.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. He beat
mhm.
Fialo, but Fialo,
That's not impressive though.
no, he's been getting chinned by everyone.
Yeah.
He in the fight before that he lost to the Leech.
Yep. So Muslim Salikov, I think, is more technical than Randy Brown. Just
I
Randy
agree.
Brown's got
Let's
he's
go to his
way
last
fucking
fights.
taller, way longer. Uh, I just think
So
that
he beat Turman, he lost to Della Maddalena, and
yeah,
then he beat Trinaldo in his last three.
I'm gonna pick Randy Brown just based off the fact that Muslim looked so good against Dalby in the first round and fell off a fucking cliff because
That
he
was
could not handle the pressure that Dalby was bringing, and
that was
he
my thought
wilted
process
so
as well.
fast. And he's an old guy now, and Randy's young. Randy's probably getting better. I'm gonna pick Randy just to keep him at range, pick his shots well, and just be younger, faster, and hopefully just hurts Muslim. Muslim's like, fuck this, I'm out. And
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I think Randy's going to hit harder. I do think Muslim's more technical, but 8-inch reach for someone like Randy Brown is he's going to be able to be a little creative, keep the
mhm.
distance, piece him up. Yeah, we're in agreement on this one. I don't know if I'd bet this one, but
I would never touch that in a
Randy
bet ever.
Brown. All right, so If you've watched this far, you obviously liked what you were listening to and watching, so please leave a like, subscribe to us. We do at least two videos a week, sometimes more. Please leave a comment on who you have winning the main event, and also tell us what fight you're looking forward to the most. And to end, we usually like to both give you guys a three-fight parlay that we are going to be personally betting and supporting. So I will start. Okay, so I'm not gonna touch the first two fights. There's no chance. Okay, my parlay, if you don't want to take it, I totally understand. But if you do take it, it's high risk, high reward. All right, give me a Wonder Boy knockout. Give me an Emmett knockout.
Jesus, Lord have mercy on your soul.
Give me Dustin Jacoby knockout. Give me 3 knockouts on this card.
Imagine if that hit too.
Let's go. I'm betting it. I'm gonna throw a little $2 at it, see what happens.
Mhm.
But like I said,
That
high
would,
risk, high reward. If you don't have money to bet, don't do it. But Johnny, who you got? Let's see.
this sport has proven me otherwise that the ridiculous can happen at any moment.
100%. Anything can
Oh
happen when
man,
you step in the cage.
3 fight parlay for this card is tough.
It's tough. They're all good.
I would just do like single bets on this. I would definitely take a dog shot on Luque and Shamil.
Okay, so
Um,
Luke, Shamil, and add one more to it. Let's.
wait, that's not my parlay though.
All right, well
If I
then
were to,
let's get to your parlay, boy.
all right, if I had to actually pick a parlay, it's going to be Shavkat by finish.
Shop Copper
Um,
finish. Double
it's going to be
chance.
Patty Pimblett and
Straight
God, these
money
are all.
line on Pimlet.
I don't. I feel like Pimblett could have mercy on Tony and just like pick at him, and you
You
never
could
know.
possibly decision. Okay, and then
You
third.
don't know. And then keep scrolling down. What we got here? I never trust Cody Garbrandt. Jesus. I think I'm going to throw the dog Shamil in there.
All right, so you got
Spice it
Shamil,
up.
Shavkat, and what was the other one? Oh, and Pimlet.
Yep.
All right. So if any of you guys throw money down on either of these parlays, let us know. Um, yeah, and with that being said, we're looking to this fight. We'll talk to you guys all again after the fight to break it down, give you guys our reactions. And yeah, Johnny, you have any last words?
Tread lightly on this card. It could be an amazing card to bet on, but tread lightly on any parlays. Stick with those
100%.
stick with those underdogs and the single bets, and I think this
Yeah,
should be a good
I
card.
think this is definitely a single bet card. All these
Yeah.
fights are too close to be comfortable with a parlay.
Yeah.
Um, with that being said, everyone should just enjoy this card. It's amazing. The prelims are great. The early prelims are great. The main card is wonderful. I'm super excited for it, and I'm excited to talk to you after the fights, Johnny. And everyone watching, have a good night. Peace out.